for now at least. Welcome to boot camp. This is Bodyweight Bootcamp. You don't need any equipment. I recommend sneakers and I recommend a yoga mat just for comforts. I'm going to have a timer going really soon for our circuits, but for now we're going to start with a warm up. At any point you can grab water and take a break. All right, knee lifts, marching in place. As for music, you can play anything you'd like that is motivating and up tempo at your place. And if you don't want music, you don't have to. I don't have music here. So I just like listen to myself breathe heavily, is what I do. I don't know what temperature you guys keep your house in, but my house is freezing right now. So I definitely really need to warm up so I don't like pull my muscles or injure myself during this intense workout. During this workout, any movement that I do, you can modify. So I'm doing squats, lunges, burpees, push-ups. We do a lot of push-ups. We're kind of limited to what we can do body weight wise. So if it starts to bother your wrist and you do happen to have dumbbells at home, you can do some chest presses. You can do a plank on your elbows instead of push-ups. You can always like fill in, do crunches or any other activity you like for that timing that we're doing. If you weren't here last week, bring your knees up to the side. If you weren't here last week, I did a 40-40, 30-30, 20-20 timing. And I thought that was pretty fun, so I want to do it again, but with different exercises. So maybe we're going to do a lower body exercise and an upper body exercise, 40 seconds, each 20 seconds break. And then we'll do the same exercises for 30 seconds, each 15-second break. And then finally for 20 seconds each, 10-second break. So our first interval is the longest interval that allowed you to have time to practice the movement and get it down so that you can up the intensity when we have shorter circuits. All right, nice and easy squats. Push your butt back and down. Keep that chest lifted, spine nice and straight. Here's the profile. So reach your tailbone to the back of the room. Imaginary chair is right there. Your butt does not need to go lower than your knees unless you want it to, but it's really not required in order to safely and effectively work your butt and quads. Having the arms reach forward helps to counterbalance the movement. So you can't really tell from there, but my knees and toes are slightly turned out, and you want to track your knees and toes in line with each other, okay? And most of the weight is in your heels. So at the bottom of the squat, I'm able to wiggle my toes a little bit. I did a bar workout yesterday and my inner thighs are like killing me right now. So we may not do any inner thigh work today. Let's do some lunges. With your feet hip distance apart, slide one foot back, nice long stride. I'm going to turn profile in just a second. But from the front view, you want your hips square to the front of the room and you should see both legs present, one on each track. And then from the side here, you want to make sure your stride length is long enough so that when you bend the back knee and it ends up under your hip, that both knees are about 90 degrees. 8 more. My chest is up, my abs are braced. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switching legs. You can turn all the way around if you'd like. Again, bending that back knee down towards ankle height. And that's a good way to initiate your lunge. I do these exercises in the warm-up because you're going to see them during the workouts. Squats, lunges are the basis for a lot of movement that we see in life. And we're training for life. We're training so we can live better lives. All right, last one. Good. So doing planks really strengthens the midsection, right? So that we have good posture. Because if we go through life like this, because we don't have enough core strength, it's not good. So let's find our plank, elbows on the floor, right underneath those shoulders. Reach the heels to the back of the room. I always like tell people, start with your butt a little higher and see how it feels. For some of you, you might feel your abs here, and that's good, that's fine. But for some of you won't. So usually where most people feel their abs are when their butt or hips are at shoulder height. Try to keep your head and neck aligned with your spine. We're going to squeeze the entire midsection of our body. So that's our abs, our glutes, our quads, to have the pelvis and the spine be quite stable. Keep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more breaths. The plank is the basis of the push-up. A push-up is basically a moving plank. So let's go ahead and climb up onto our hands. And we're ready to plank. So now we're in push-up position. Take your hands nice and wide, wider than your shoulders. It can be even wider than the mats. Now at this point, if you want to do push-ups on your knees, you drop to your knees. Try to maintain that straight alignment. And we'll do 8 push-ups. Bending those elbows to roughly 90 degrees. Chest aims for the floor between your thumbs. Give me about 4 more. Chest to elbow height. Good. When we do any jump movements today, if you want to keep it low impact, you can. The goal is interval training. So high intensity interval trainings. Intervals are the 40-second, 30-second timing I talked about. And then the intensity means that your heart rate gets up really, really high. All right. So first exercise, reverse lunge with a touchdown. Again, you can modify so you don't have to touch down, but basically, as I step back, the same leg that steps back, that same arm touches down next to the front foot, and switch, and switch. Now, yes, your chest is dropping a little bit, but I'm not trying to intentionally slouch down. I'm trying to take a big step back and still trying to keep my chest up while doing that touchdown. I'll show you guys the push-up exercise during the 20-second break. Okay, so we're gonna get started. Go at a brisk pace, but make sure technique is good. Okay, I need to bring my phone over here. All right, starting in 5 seconds, here we go. Touchdown, reverse lunge. Same arm as the leg that goes back. Let's get you into a lower lunge, nice big hip flexor stretch on that leg that steps back. And I'm doing my best to keep my eyes up and my chest up. All right, if you look down on the ground, everything is gonna drop. So keep those eyes up. And if you don't wanna literally touch the ground, you don't have to, you can just kind of reach for it. Or you can do reverse lunge, keeping that chest up completely. Okay, lots of options. All right, 20-second break. We have push-up and a knee to elbow. So you can do, if you did push-ups on your knees, knee to elbow, knee to elbow. On your toes, knee to elbow, knee to elbow. All right, oh, that's our break. Let's go. 1 push-up, 1 knee to same elbow. Push-up, other knee to other elbow. Same side. This is not an oblique. The goal here is that as you pull the knees to the elbow, that nothing is disturbed about your plank. Notice my butt as I lift my knees to my elbows. It doesn't move. All right, so really squeeze those out. Find that strong plank position when you do that knee to elbow. You don't have to maintain push-ups on the toes. If you start on your toes and then halfway through go to your knees, that's fine. Don't feel like you want to start on your knees just because you can't last 40 seconds on your toes. Now go back to the lunges again, but only 30 seconds. So same exercise. Try to push the intensity because it's shorter. It's a shorter interval. And now you are familiar with the movement since you've already seen it once. Usually in the first round, I don't start with a plyometric move, But it doesn't mean that if you didn't want to jump the lunges like this, you can do it. Whew. That's hard. All right, that was 30 seconds. We also decrease the recovery time by half. So we're always resting for half the length of our work time. So our heart rate is still pretty high. It's not a full recovery. Here we go, push-ups and knees. Focus on technique. Try not to move the butt. When you do your knee lifts, only 10 seconds to go. You can do it. Switch between toes and knees if you have to. Just try to keep moving. Okay. 20 seconds in this final round after this 15-second break. All right, this is the shortest interval. So in order to get your heart rate up, you want to push it. You want to go fast. Eyes up. Nice job. I like what I see. All right, only 10-second break. You really don't have much time, so just get on the mat, get in push-up position. Gonna start. Yep, there it goes. Last round, only 20 seconds. How many push-ups can you get in there? You get a whole minute rest after this. Ugh. All right, give it a minute. Can you guys hear that beep? So you guys hear that long beep, you know when it's time to rest. Ari, I can hear the beep. Okay. All right, somebody with a video showing respond. Okay. All right, round 2. So you have about 40 seconds left. You can grab your water, okay? Good time to grab water. First exercise of the next round is a heel click. So this is adding plyometrics, jumping, explosiveness, fast twitch muscles. So you can squat, heel click, squat. Okay, option is no impact, heel click, squats. Heel click, squat. So you can still create that heel click, but you're not doing it midair. You're doing it alternating sides. All right, nice wide, heel click. Okay, so our minute is up. Going into the next round. And this one will be paired with a burpee. Okay. All right, figure out your options. Are you going to jump it? Or are you going to do an alternating side-to-side heel click? I'm not dictating pace or how fast you go. Okay, and let's say 20 seconds in, you're like, well, I changed my mind, I'm going to do this. That's fine. Try to keep moving. Okay? It's good that you hit your limit. Get that heart rate up. Because it's better to get that heart rate up before the 40 seconds than to not get the heart rate up at all. All right? All right, so we have a burpee. When you do burpees, you can step back. Okay? Push-up is optional. Jump in, turn around, do a push-up the other way. If you want to do the jumping version, here's the jumping version. Turn with a jump. All right? You can turn without a jump. I'm always turning towards you guys, so I'm not jumping in a circle. So figure out your options. Push-ups are optional. Jump in, jump out is optional. When you jump out, make sure your abs are nice and braced. Find that strong plank. Yeah, lots of plyometrics in this round. Maybe you want to do plyometric burpees. And maybe you want to do low impact heel click squats. This is your workout, so find what's challenging for you. Okay, we have 5 seconds left, now 30 seconds of work. Another thing you can do is, in the 40-second rounds, you could do low impact, and then in the 30 and 20 seconds, the shorter rounds, you can be considered doing high impact, right, for the shorter rounds. Again, this is your workout. You can figure out what you want to do, knowing the timings and the circuits. Nice job, nice job. Keep moving, keep moving. Go until you hear the long beat. On the long beat. I know it's tempting to stop the moment you hear that first beat, but that's the 3-second countdown. All right, here we go, burpees. Remember, a burpee doesn't have to include a push-up. See what I did there? I just jumped my feet out, in, and I got up and turned. All right, so you never have to feel the obligation to do a push-up. We got 20 seconds in this final round. And then you don't see these exercises again. Whew. Let's move. Only 15 seconds left now. It's quick, it's quick. Only 10 seconds left. These 20-second rounds are very, very short. All right, 10 seconds, not much time. So the idea behind these boot camp is that you see variations. You see variations of squats, lunges, and burpees and push-ups that you might not normally do on your own. All right? So it's about challenging your body with what you've been given, your body weight. No equipment needed. You can do this workout. Break. You can do this workout anytime, all right? Because you can do it outside, on the grass, on the snow. Just kidding about the snow. So the point of being that it's not equipment-based. If it's not equipment-based, you always have everything you need to do it. All right. So we're gonna do that reverse lunge again. But this time, it's going to be plyometric. So, switch like this. And what you want to do is you want to punch the opposite arm in front. That's the same as the lead leg. So like this. This really forces your chest to stay up. Okay? If you are stepping back into it, the arm that goes up, the arm that goes up is the same as the leg that goes back. Why? Because then it ensures that the front leg and the arm are both up. Okay, start here. Switch, switch, switch. Keep that chest up. Punch, punch, punch. Let me show you the side view. Nice long stride. Go, go. No, I kind of feel like I'm on the Nordic track in a weird way. That was like an exercise machine of the, I don't know, 2000s, 2001. And cross-country skiing was really popular. 5 seconds, let's go, let's go. Woo. All right, make sure you get that whole stride in. It's easy to kind of start doing this where you're not really lunging anymore. Okay? Oh, we get to do abs. Thank goodness. I planned every third one to not do push-ups. Woo. So we have our open and close. You can have your hand back here.
And if you want extra challenge, when you extend it, you can do a quick crisscross and then pull it in. Crisscross, crisscross one over the other, and then so you're extended for a little longer. All right, that's what the challenge is, because your abs are doing the most amount of work here, and we do a little extra with the legs while we're out there. But out and in is also really great. So take that option. Okay, back to our plyometric lunge. Remember, you don't have to do the jumping part. Or maybe now when the circuits, the intervals are shorter, you're gonna do jumps. Make sure you do full range lunges. So not here, this is not a lunge, this is a lunge. Punch, punch, actively reach up to the sky. Keep that chest up, abs braced. Whew. You guys can hear how difficult it is for me to talk right now. If you try to talk, you should sound like this. All right, because that's how you know your heart rate is up, your breathing rate is up, and you're getting a good workout when you can barely get words out. If you don't want to talk, try singing. Same thing. If you have trouble singing right now out loud, then you know you're giving yourself a great workout. You're pushing yourself, making it challenging for yourself. Remember, you can go in and out. If you want to do this bonus, one ankle over the other ankle over the other. Okay, thank goodness it's 20 seconds rounds. Getting that fatigue point. You can probably notice that I'm going slower than I did during that first round of 40 seconds. That's what happens when you get tired. Whew. Maybe I'll just do this out in here. I guess you can also stay out here and do this the whole time. Oh, good. Yeah, that's hard. Always lots of options, guys. All right, take your minute. We're moving on to round 4. Get water, get water. Okay. This one, we're in a squat. We're gonna move in a box. This doesn't need to be a giant box. We're gonna go forward, side, back, side. You just completed the box. Go the other way. Side, forward, side, back. Okay? If you don't want to jump it, you can walk forward. Since I'm going this way, this leg will move first. Doesn't matter which leg moves if we're back. So you could be like left, left, right, right. Okay? The goal is that you're in a squat the entire time during these box chugs. 10 seconds. We did a lot of lunges already, so now we're going back to squats. Jump, side, back, side, reversing direction. The reverse direction is not like super critical, but it's more just, trying to be symmetrical and also coordination-wise. Like we always favor one direction in life. It's just what we do. Maybe it's clockwise, maybe it's counterclockwise for you. But it's always good to practice both directions. Being sort of ambidextrous creates more symmetry in our body. All right, we're doing T push-ups, which some of you have probably seen before. If you're on your knees, there's your T. If you're on your toes, oh sorry, there's your toes, there's your T. Added bonus, star. T push-up, knee, star, or T push-ups on your toes, star. Your choice. Do a push-up, come to the side. If you want to do the leg lift, do it. If you don't, you don't have to. It's just a little bonus for balance challenge. The real work is about the plank, the side plank, and the front plank as you do your push-up. If you're on your knees, you'll stay on your knees. So I'm on my knees. I'm on one knee. I'm on both knees. I'm on one knee. Okay? So do what's challenging, but doable. If you're doing push-ups on your toes and you can only do like 1 or 2, you won't last 40 seconds. So take your options. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go a little faster here. And then we've set up the movement. Oops, I forgot to reverse. Oh, geez. After all my talk about symmetry, all right, I think I did through in each direction. And then I now do direction switches. We only have 30 seconds, right? Move a little faster. Load those muscles, overload those muscles. Reach fatigue in 30 seconds. That's the goal. Reach fatigue. You want to get to the point where when that buzzer rings, you're like, oh my gosh, thank goodness. Thank goodness it rang because I couldn't do one more. That's what you want to feel like. You don't want to feel like, oh, I could have done 10 more, or I still feel pretty refreshed. I still feel like I could have done more. That's not the feeling you want at the end of an interval. See, I barely could do that push-up. That's good. And because you're getting more and more fatigued as each round goes on, you will reach fatigue sooner. That's the reason I do 40, 30, 20-second rounds. 20 seconds. Let's go. You're going to reach fatigue really soon because we've already done 2 rounds of this. Your leg muscles are fatigued. Not to mention the fact that this is the 4th round of exercises anyways. So you've already done a lot. Each subsequent 40-second interval is more tough than what we started with. Stay with it. It's mental. It's a mental challenge to get through all this. Try not to let your hips fall down when you lift the leg. See, hold your hips up. Lift the leg without messing up with the plank. Gosh, those push-ups. I don't even know how many push-ups we've done total combined. At least like 20 per round, I'm guessing. All right, this one I gotta show. I don't know if we've done this before. So if we were all runners in a track meet, you'd be like this, right? And then you'd explode off the block. Right from here, explode. So what I want you guys to do is practice the explosion. So here, lift, switch, lift. Now I know in real life in track meets, we always start with the same leg. Like if this is your power leg, that's where you're gonna go. But for symmetry here, we're going down, lift, switch, lift, switch, lift, explode. All right, and if we had space, because I've done this in a bigger room, we've gone like this. We've run a couple steps, and then we turn around and do the same thing. In this case, we're just gonna stay in place. Okay, 5 seconds. back leg comes up, explode, drop back, explode, drop back, explode. You can even explode with a little hop if you want a hop. Hop, and then this front foot replaces the bottom foot. See, replaces, and the other one jumps back. This one's a little tricky, so don't worry about going a little slower during those 40 seconds to learn the movement pattern. And then when we do it in 30 seconds and 20 seconds, you can go a little faster. All right, we're doing alternating tricep and chest. So tricep push-up, hands together. Chest push-up, hands wide. All right, that's just the front angle here. Now you can do it on your knees or toes. So knees, hands wide, hands in, hands wide. Maybe you want to go on your toes, hands wide. Maybe you want push-ups, triceps, which are harder, right, on your knees. And then maybe you want to come onto your toes for the chest ones. See how there are endless possibilities? And don't be afraid to pull your knees in a little closer. So the closer your knees are to your hands, the more the weight is taken off your arms and into your lower body. All right, so do that to help you get to your bent elbow 90-degree position. Ready to take off? Oh. Let's go. How are we doing? Back leg comes up, knees in front, replaces the bottom foot, kick it back. Kick it back. You're basically cycling through your legs. Oh, I quit a little prematurely there. Okay, so again, the end goal is that we get our elbows to 90 degrees for both push-ups. If that means being on your knees, get on your knees. Because if you're on your toes and you're barely bending, you're not doing much for your arms. Take it to your knees, get those elbows down. Keep breathing. Inhale on the way down. Exhale on the way up. Keep your head up. Don't drop your head. You don't want to drop your head when you're looking at your legs. Keep your eye gaze on the floor between your hands. All right, last 20 seconds of this. Take off here. Hopefully you're starting to get the hang of it. Explode, drop, explode, drop, explode, up, drop, and drop. Eyes up on that track ahead of you. Don't look down. You know your feet are going to land on the floor. It's not like you're on a balance beam. Keep your head up. All right, last set of these push-ups here. If you want to make it plyometric, you can. You basically do kind of a push-off like this. Wide, close, wide, close. So remember, you want to protect the wrist and absorb it into the muscles when you land. All right, that's all I can handle. Those plyometric kinds. Thanks. Whew. I would only ever attempt that on the 20-second round anyways. Couldn't do it any good. Oh, it's okay. Guys, we have one more round. One more round and then we're gonna stretch, okay? All right, we're gonna do abs again, so that's nice. No more of these push-ups. Now we're going back to basics. We're doing jumping jacks and then some obliques, scissors. All right, two of these exercises you're very familiar with. Jumping jacks. I want you to go as fast as you can during these 40, 30, and 20-second intervals. to really push that heart rate up for this last round. Low impact. Arms are doing the same thing. You step out in, out in, out in, out in, or out in, out in. Okay, ready? In 10 seconds. Here we go. Jumping jacks. Traditional scene in army push, army workouts, any kind of calisthenic aerobics class, boot camps. I don't think there's anyone that's not seen a jumping jack. Called jumping jack? Well, I know why it's called jumping. I don't know about the jack part. There's no set distance. You don't have to go your feet super wide. We're not squatting. I've sometimes done squat jacks before. Whew. Okay, remember I said we're doing abs? Yes. Of course you didn't forget. Okay. I want you to alternate between obliques, keeping your knees bent like this. Maybe 4 of these. 4, 3, 2, 1. Then I want you to straighten those legs. 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1, and 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, if you prefer keeping your knees bent, then keep your knees bent. If you want to keep your legs straight, keep your legs straight. I'm just giving you 2 versions of twist with the combo, right? Adding it together with each other. Clearly, I'm not doing 4 of each. I'm just kind of alternating between the 2. But keep going. Maybe straight leg is too tough to maintain for all 40 seconds, but knee bent version is okay. You're always turning towards your leg that's coming in. So if it's straight or it's bent, you're always turning towards that leg. Okay? All right. Are you ready to do fast and furious jumping jacks? All right, let's do this. Don't stop moving until you hear that long beep after the 3 short beeps. I said that to remind myself. And there's a long beep. Okay. So I hope these oblique works make sense. It's all about the twisting. You can keep your feet on the ground too. That's another option. Twist, 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 and legs, 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 and knee, 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 and straight leg. My shoulder blades are off the ground, both of them, the entire time. One is just lifted higher than the other. So check with yourself. Do you feel one shoulder hitting the ground every time you twist? If so, you're twisting too much. Find more lift in the chest, more lift of the shoulder blades off the ground. It's not about rest, 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 rest. No, get both shoulder blades off the ground, and then your abs will always be at work. All right, this is it. This is the final 2 20-second circlets. Go, 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 go. We're stretching after this. The end is near. If your shoulders hurt for any reason, you can always do the shoulder height. Yeah, ideally we always want full range of motion in our shoulders. Okay, you guys got 20 seconds in you? Get those shoulder blades off the ground. I can't emphasize it enough because it's the one common mistake I see in obliques all the time. People rotate so much, see? Now I'm just resting on the ground here. I'm not getting a workout. So try to get those shoulder blades up. Oh. Probably should have done my legs straight that whole time. Guys, you did it. You know, one thing about boot camp you can really learn a lot about is your own body. Like what you're capable of, what feels good, what doesn't. How do you want to modify for yourself so that you get the most challenging workout, but you don't feel any pain, no strain? It's not about finding the easy way out, okay? It's about not getting injured. That's the first and foremost thing. You don't want to get injured. With elbows, let's touch the knees. It's not about touching the knee. Just turn your shoulder towards it. So you don't have to touch it. Good question, actually. Because a lot of times people think it's all about the knee touching the elbow. All right, just make some nice easy circles. Just gonna start this stretch and cool down with a little bit of easy movements here. So we don't just stop, go from major movement to static stretches. So after a boot camp workout, yes, you want to feel fatigued, but you don't want to feel like, oh man, I just injured every muscle in my body or injured every joint in my body. No, you want to feel like, I really fatigued my muscles. I pushed my muscles, I overloaded it, I gave it a challenge that it's not used to seeing, and it's feeling a little sore. But as a result of this, I'm going to recover, I'm going to sleep, I'm going to eat nourishing food. The muscles are going to recover and grow, and then the next week I do this boot camp workout, I'm that much stronger. I can do that much more, okay? Muscle soreness is to be expected, but major pain, strain, like a pulled muscle, no, that's not what we're looking for. And now what we're doing is we're stretching the hip flexors and quads and the muscles we used in our squats, our lunges, and the exercises we did today. And you always want to make time to stretch after one of these workouts because the recovery process starts now. So here's our hamstring stretch. If you don't feel it, keep your spine straight, decrease the angle at the hip more. If you still don't feel it, you can lift the toe up, pull it back. All right, put all your weight to the bent knee. So our muscles get tight as we work them, as they contract. So if all we ever did was contract muscles and we never, ever, ever stretched, we're just going to be a big ball of knotted, tight muscles. It's not a good look, by the way. But not only that it sets you up for injuries because you're losing flexibility. You're losing that ability to lengthen and move. Flexibility isn't about just doing splits. It's about range of motion, right? So if you can't reach your arm overhead anymore, you've lost the flexibility to reach your arms overhead. You've lost that range of motion. A lot of times people think flexibility is just about doing what gymnasts can do. And they're a whole nother subject matter of flexibility and strength. All right, so what else do we stretch? Oh, our shoulders and our triceps. So our IT band, what's on the side of our body, if you take your right leg behind the left, take your right elbow up, all this, triceps, obliques, IT band. So when we're doing our side plank, leg lifts, we're working on outer thighs, moving that IT band area. And this obliques here, that's what we were working on when we did all those bicycles at the end. Triceps are involved when we do any kind of push-ups, whether they're tricep push-ups or chest push-ups. So if you guys ever want to work on increasing core strength and flexibility at the same time, I teach a class on Thursdays called Pilates, which a lot of people think, oh, it's just like yoga, but it's actually not. I love yoga. I think it's really beneficial, but I don't have the patience for it. Sometimes I just get so bored in that class. It has nothing to do with the instructor. It's just like my own hang-ups about it. But Pilates to me is, we're constantly moving. There's always some core focus, and we're always either stretching or strengthening one of our legs at the same time. So that exercise I did at the end, that's straight out of Pilates. So really, really love those kind of exercises. All right, stretch the upper back. So if you notice, this is kind of our slouch position. If we sit at a computer all day in this position, we eventually will stay like this. It's really hard to reach overhead when our body is slouched. So the opposite of that is your chest, stretching your chest, bringing your shoulder blades together, lengthening the spine. Lengthen upward. This is arched. It's a little excessive. I don't expect you guys to type like this, but neutral, right in between the two. In between these two spine extremes is your neutral, and that's what you're aiming for. Shoulder over head, ears, all that good stuff. All right, I'm always happy to answer any questions about, muscles, body, that kind of stuff. So let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much for joining boot camp today.
Thank you.